What is up, Funko nerds, and welcome back yet again to another Funko Pop list here on Carbonite Collecting, a branch of the Carbonite Convos podcast and YouTube channel. If this is your first list with us, you've just taken your first step into a larger world. And if this is not your first list, we can't thank you enough for coming back for yet another list of Funko Pops that Funko needs to make. We are going with Captain America, the Winter Soldier in Phase 2 of the MCU. And out of the 11 Pops, we were lucky enough to partner with creators all across Instagram to make 10 of these 11 Pops.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to get into it. If you like what you see here, make sure you smash that like button. If you see any Pops that you might want to buy, drop a comment in the section below. Let us know your thoughts. But man, I'm ready to get into this. Why don't you go ahead and lead the list off?
Sounds good. Sounds good. So the first one we have the Winter Soldier punching Cap's shield. Now, this is our scene of the list, so maybe we should have saved this for later, but you can see it on screen here. This was made by Pop Eyes. Had to get a scene in there of one of the most iconic shots in this movie.
Dude, that's one of the most hype scenes in the MCU, just in general. Absolutely killer scene, killer concept. Next on the list, we always have to include the villain of the movie. We have to include Alexander Pierce on this concept made by What Now Pops, just a traditional looking Pierce to add to any villain collection.
Yes, sir. Coming in at number 3, we have computerized Zola, also made by What Now Pops. Now you can see we have a Zola made, but also a computerized version of him. So the human form would be more from the first Avenger, and this computer that you see would be what we saw from the Winter Soldier.
Next on the list, we have a pretty interesting one here. So this one is also made by My Spoptify. We actually have 3 different versions of this pop. The first one's more of a traditional looking Captain America holding a stealth shield like at the very beginning of the movie. The second version is the chase, would be the unmasked. And the third is a little bit different look. It's more of a civilian look, also holding a stealth shield. All of them super, super dope.
Definitely. So coming in at number 5, we have a 2-pack on the list. So this is Sam and Steve on your left 2-pack. This is made by Fun Concepts. And I know we don't have a box picture to give you like an in-box look, but this is an awesome concept of the first scene of the movie.
Absolutely. And for it to be such a well-known part of the MCU going forward, this is one we definitely wanted to have as a pop.
They'd have to have on your left on the top too, because for
Absolutely.
Star Wars ones, they have the scene name like escape pod landing, trash compactor escape. So they'd have to have on your left. It'd be so cool.
Even if it wasn't that, there's a lot of times pop boxes will have little quotes or something hidden somewhere underneath on the box in a flap or something along those lines that would have to be included. So next on the list, one I cannot believe we don't have at this point, with Year of the Shield being so relevant in the pop world, we have Cap on his motorcycle with his shield on his back. This is also made by My Spoptify. They made several of them on this list, and can't be grateful enough for the concepts here, but this one's super, super dope as well.
Yeah. And this next one is one that I've seen floating around in the past, but they haven't been crazy good concepts. But this one that we had made by What Now Pops is Fury and his SUV with the minigun. So obviously when Fury's being chased down by Hydra, he pops out with the minigun. So it's hard to make something inside the car, I imagine. So we have it on top. And, you know, this creator did an awesome job on this.
Absolutely. Next coming in here is also an incredible concept. We have something that might have been one of the biggest cliffhangers of Phase 2 of the MCU, and that's the very end of the movie when Bucky pulls Cap out of the water. We have a pop of bloody Captain America that obviously is the very end of the movie.
Yep, also made by My Spoptify. Next on the list, we have another Falcon. So this one is Falcon with his wings, but as you can see, it's him in his civilian clothes. So it's when they're intimidating the Hydra agent. I can't remember what his name is off the top of my head, but when they're dangling him over the edge of the building, we see
he says the Cap, "You won't kill me. That's not your style." When we see Falcon fly up and grab him, he starts puking all over the place.
Yep, first time we see Falcon. Definitely an awesome concept made by J.B. Ivart.
Coming in next, we have one that was absolutely killed. This one is by Nathros Funko, and this is one of the coolest concepts I have ever seen. We have Bucky in the Winter Soldier machine. So this is him being turned into the Winter Soldier.
But this is also, we see it live in the movie when
we see it a few times actually. Yes, absolutely. At this point, he has the arm and everything already. He did a cool job with having the screen in the background showing his vitals and all that.
Even on the screen, you can see a little pop figure showing the vital. And what I really like is the detail around the arm where his robotic arm is. You can see the scar tissue damaged. I really like the detail in that. So second to last on the list, we already have this pop from Captain America, the Winter Soldier, but it came out, I think, in 2014. So that was 7 years ago, and pops have come a long way. So we need an updated Black Widow, once again made by our man, my Spoptify. We can't thank you enough for making so many for this list. There were a couple that he already had made conveniently, so it was awesome. So we do need an updated Black Widow for the list.
Absolutely. Very last pop on the list, and unfortunately the only one that wasn't made, but again, we couldn't be any more grateful for all these artists that were able to contribute to this. But again, this is the one that did not have one made. We have Brock Rumlow. We already have several pops of Crossbones, but we want one of just Brock Rumlow before the facial scarring.
Definitely. Well, guys, that rounds off our Funko list of Captain America, the Winter Soldier. We were so happy to be back making pop lists. It's been a couple weeks since our last one came out, but as you can see, there was a lot of planning and creation that went into this list. So, it took a little extra time, and thank you so much to all the creators. We can't thank you enough for making this video what it is. We hope you guys enjoyed this list. If there were any that you thought were completely awesome like we did, feel free to mention it in the comments. And if there's any that you guys had in mind for what could be on a future list if we come back to this movie to do a round 2, definitely let us know. We want to hear your thoughts. But either way, thank you for tuning in, guys, and make sure to come back next week for another episode of the Carbonite Convos podcast. But until then, may the force be with you.